Hey, so I will make a video where I'm just talking to the camera, but for a couple reasons, I'm just not filming myself right now. I'm just kind of emotional wreck, and I'm also really not in the best place for filming for privacy of others. I just wanted to make a short video though, just letting people know where I'm coming from a little bit as far as the last couple years when I did have my previous channel. I was I really was trying to come from the right place, but I realized that it just wasn't healthy. It was too much negativity and definitely seemed to only encourage really foul behavior in people who don't know exactly where I'm coming from and who do have like psychopathic tendencies, like actual dangerous satanic types, okay? I was never affiliated with any groups. I was never in. I never gathered with people, but there was a certain person that was in and out just briefly, but still there for enough time to do a pretty big amount of damage. And I won't talk about that right now as whom because it would probably be best not to do that right now. But I used to make videos like and songs like against satanic stuff. So here, what the hell was I doing, Faith? And I just want to let people know kind of where I'm coming from. So not to defend myself, but I kind of really do want to defend myself, if you will. So I had read part of a book by Michael Aquino, and it talked about how the Ahnenerbe, uh, who've been lied about. I do believe that World War II has been slandered and lied about. So this is part of why right there I took it into consideration. But I don't even know. I'd have to check a lot of resources even then. But hear me out. So the Ahnenerbe in the 1930s, I think it's like the Siatri jungle or something, with a curator, Dr. Renee something or another, I can't think of her name, but that they had found in this jungle in India in the 33 or whatever, 34, I don't know, somewhere in those years. It might have been even in the 40s, but I'm pretty sure it was in the 30s. I apologize, it was a little fuzzy, but that they found this ancient pentagram, and it was actually in Sanskrit, and it was prior to the creation of Christianity. And I thought, and I'd heard a little bit, thinking, well, maybe just like other people who have been lied about and slandered and demonized, who didn't do certain things that are being purported to have done monstrous things, well, maybe there's actually an element to this ancient story, which there very well could be. However, it's not my duty to unsolve, or to solve and uncover all that particularities anymore. I did sort of study into it, but I was more just vague and like, oh, okay. Also, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm taking full responsibility, but just little things that kind of made me also curious, because I do look up to B.O.B. and one of his songs back in the years, um, it was just something. It just had elements of, I think it was the Gold Star or something like that, of satanic stuff. And he's a very uplifting, positive person who sings against the Illuminati and everything. So that too kind of confused me, but I thought, well, maybe he knows something that I don't, because for a moment there, it actually put me off, and I was like, oh, now I won't listen to B.O.B. because I'm not going to get sucked into some bullshit, but I gave him a second chance, if you will, and he's amazing. So again, I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just letting you know kind of more where I'm coming from. Anyone who really knows me um, from the 1930s, I almost said, well, maybe I was a past life of real woman. What I was trying to say is anyone who knows me from 2015 will know I had quite a bit of number of songs that call out and were against satanic types, okay? So I actually had this CGI rap calling out Neil deGrasse Tyson and, and honoring, hailing Eric Bay and calling out Matt Powerland and all that, because there was just a bunch of stuff going on back then. And I'm sure B.O.B. was even doing stuff at at the same time or before me, but mine happened to just be on YouTube first, and then suddenly it was like banging. There was an awesome amount of sounds coming out. I'm so thankful for that. And they're a million times better too, because my raps are pretty, super shitty actually, for the most part. I will just say, I'm not trying to brag, but just letting you know, my heart was there. I was there from the start, not for glory or anything. I just wanted it to get out, the message, that these liars have been saying that it's a spinning ball globe, and it's not. So, but that doesn't mean everything in my life is perfect by any means. And so I did mistakenly for a couple years recently get just instead of being more focused on Old Norse or whatnot, I was just like I'd throw out like Hail Satan, and I made a lot of scarier sounding songs. Even I do actually almost feel stupid about the one I even recently put up, because I'm like, oh, I'll shank you. And so I was like, what? Okay. The funniest thing happened on the way to the moon rap. I was probably a little overboard. So I'm not a violent person. I don't promote harm. I would never, I've never been in a fight in my life. I would protect myself and my children if anyone came into our home, if I had a home, or in our space, or we were in danger. I would stand up for somebody like a child or anyone who's innocent and weak that was being attacked by someone. But other than I would never go out of my way to seek any trouble or harm, and I do not want to promote that. So, as you can imagine, there are a lot of crazy motherfuckers out there who do a lot of fucking vile shit. And the last thing I want to do is be interweaving, possibly really confusing the hell out of people with, stuff. Sorry if I'm kind of a nervous wreck right now, because I was just basically, no matter what I'm doing to just get away from some of this stuff and please leave me alone. There's certain ones who are very much threatening my life, actually, and my children. My sons, I think, are safe. They're older now, and but my daughter and I are a little more vulnerable, and I don't want to be in a place of fear, but I'm just letting people know out there, if anything, just there are some really nutty people out there, and they are sick in the head. They do crystal meth, amphetamines, and shit like that, and they claim to be one way and really caring for truth, but they're actually insidious and psychopathic. And I've already been physically hurt and attacked. We've been robbed. I've lost, doesn't matter anymore, but thousands and thousands of dollars of money that I invested into 2 different music distros. I kind of don't want to give too much information, because people are going to be there's more to this. I do want to go into it more elaborately, but I'd rather just be looking in the camera and not pacing back and forth. And my daughter is here too. I don't want to go into this too much right now, but I had recently, there was majority were actually Mexican El Salvadorian friends of mine who are into black metal, and there was going to be a festival, and it got completely spun in the media as a Nazi festival and all this shit. It wasn't that at all, but because of the person that was also around, that's not actually guys, I'm not going to go into it, but I don't want anything to do with the certain persons, not the band members or anything. They're fine. They're just, most of them are actually not even at all satanic. They're so that has nothing to do with it, really. It's just I've been robbed, beaten down, everything. My daughter's been through a hell of a lot. We don't need this shit in our life. There's a lot of creepy elements to Satanism that, even if people say they're going to be nice and we're going to clear the slander and blah, blah, blah. A lot of symbols and things too much, regardless if, I had hand sewn Sanskrit over Hebrew symbols, because I had found this old picture and I thought, wow, okay. And it was what it was. And I want to make this video because I'm not trying to like put myself on there, like tack myself on to Eric Dubé or anybody, because I'm often like hailing, hail Eric Dubé, hail Zen Sky Starwalker, hail Petey Monsanto. And the last thing I want to do is have like is to disturb anybody from doing like positive research and living a good healthy life. And seeing any of my recent but older videos, that you might just be confused by that, and I want to explain. I've lost like hundreds, it doesn't matter at this point, but well over 300 videos between lots of channels prior to that were a lot more positive and, like I said, calling this kind of shit out. So there was a great documentary, short one, that said Starwalker actually just put up, so I'll add the link on there if I can, or in the comment section. And it just touched my heart because I know, and it's the truth. Eric's been saying it too. There's just too much fucking harm in this world, and not just against people, but animals. All of it. Like my daughter and I try not to eat any meat actually, but I don't even have like a food stamp card right now, and it's embarrassing to say, but I have been, like I said, robbed, and anything that I ever had, it just keeps, even just like personal things, family heirloom, like the little bit I even had, people just take. And the thing is that they'll make up a reason, an excuse to stalk you and just completely fantasize about things that never happened, just to create a reason or a scenario in their cracked out head so that they can perpetuate harm and try to fucking murder people or whatever. Like myself, they wants to fucking murder me is what I'm saying. So people will delude themselves and create up fantasies that are fucking crooked and crazy shit. And I don't want anything to do with that. Like, we're no harm. I don't do drugs. I hardly even smoke weed. I haven't smoked weed in a while. But that's just right now in my life. I'm not against smoking weed. It would be probably really nice right now to smoke a doobie, but kind of calm my nerves. But not even that. Like, I just want to get healthier. And this was supposed to be a short video, but I'll make some others talking about things in more personal, like, or in detail maybe. And if I already said too much, just fuck, dude. I'm not trying to bring anyone else down. Not trying to fuck with the people that I was being vague about in the video or whatnot. I'm not trying to create havoc in their life or anything. I just want it to know for the record and document this because I already just escaped something that I'm really lucky to be alive. Okay, I woke up and was being completely covered, my mouth and nose, so that I couldn't breathe. It was really freaky, scary shit. They're stepping on my head, but not pushing down with a thick sock, and there's dried grass all in my throat and choking and clawing the ceiling they were, and pretending to stab me in slow motion for what felt like hours. I can't really say how long it was, but there was really like a lot of protection going on. I had been recently also drawing closer to Krishna and doing like Krishna chants and stuff. I still care about Old Norse, Hail Wotan, Hail Freya, but Krishna, that chant really is very helpful for me. And I think that was a lot of the protection too. Again, there's a lot of stories I could talk about in the last bit of time, but I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me or bad or get too scared or worked up or anything. It's just documentation and just warning others. Like, if you see, it's easy to get sucked into something that really isn't necessarily to your benefit or health. Like I said, you might want to take it, give people or like I said, I was like, I'll give Satan the benefit of the doubt and let's see what this is, because maybe he was lied about. But again, I no longer want to be involved with even that. Like, I'm just staying out of that. I don't want it in my life. Like I said, I used to be under the blasphemous alchemist, and yeah, so, but I'm no longer, and I have I just want to make life better. And so on that note, I'm going to stop talking here and ranting, but I hope everyone's doing well, wonderful, and doing some more positive videos in the near future will be great. I haven't been making any of my own beats lately because just I don't have my computer or anything either. It was all stolen by these psychopaths, but that's all right. I don't need stuff. I'm just glad that life itself, that we're alive. We literally ran through the rain, hours away from anything, and got away. But just when you think like it's going to be all right, then somehow, even when you block people, change your number, this, that, they try to find you and put really crazy threats so they can excuse or justify in their head why they're going to kill you. It's just really fucking scary, honestly. And I need to learn Wing Chun or something. I don't want to feel like lack of confidence or worry because, it's not a good feeling to feel afraid. But just want to give props to the people who really care, like I said, like Eric and Zen Starwalker, and I apologize to them or anyone out there. Patty Monsanto, I had made a song back like earlier this year, and I don't want them to feel like I'm trying to ruin or slander them, or you know what I mean, or associate myself with this kind of energy that might come off as, hey, so you got the idea. So my apologies for that if it confused anybody or if it was a heavy thing on their heart. I tried to put that in the description and put it in some comments. There's things I have to try to still edit and like where it's just remove it off YouTube, or make it private or whatever, just like old stuff. But I'm not really on that channel anymore or anything, the recent one. So there's just still stuff lingering. Even in one of the videos, there's a couple videos on this channel, my Axis-Mundi, that have that old, like the logo there. But again, now you know a little bit where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to like push something or be like a secret, you know what I mean? Like I'm actually really satanic and I'm hiding it in the closet so I can like pervert the minds of good heart. Fuck that. Just please know that's fuck that. That's not me. I really care for everybody. I love fucking everyone, really, and I just want everyone to be healthy and happy and joyful. And there's so much positive that we could be doing in this earth. And the telekinesis is real too, but that's a whole other thing, and that just started happening recently. Though I don't know if anything really gets through on the other end when I record stuff, but maybe that's part of why I've been under attack as well. Certain energies just, they don't like seeing positive light, So just want to put that out. All right. Hey, I love you all, friends and family. Thank you again, all right? Stay real, positive. Hare Krishna.